Hello and welcome to Rant, author advice in 5 minutes or less, because I have to get back to writing and so do you. So today I'd like to talk a little bit about remaining neutral. And what does that mean? Well, it means everyone has an opinion, right? Especially in this politically charged environment, everyone's got, oh, these people are wrong, those people are wrong, whatever. As a writer, you really got to remain neutral. You can have an agenda, right? You can do satire, but when you do satire, the trick with satire is you got to take it to its logical extreme, right? You can't just like play it on the middle and say, oh, haha, look how stupid these people are. At that point you're creating stereotypes. You're not relying on archetypes, right? So your archetype is like your hero, your villain, your damsel in distress. Those are kind of your archetypes. Those are the characters that you normally see in a story. But when you do stereotypes, it's really just kind of derogatory. And when it comes to your audience, like, how do you know that maybe somebody who you're kind of making fun of in this story might pick it up and might be a potential reader for you, but then they just get totally turned off because, well, you're essentially making fun of them in kind of a harsh way. So remaining neutral on topics, it's almost better as a writer to better yourself as a writer. You need to really kind of look at both sides, right? So you can still kind of have a little hint of kind of which way you lean, but you got to leave it up to the reader and the story itself to kind of show, hey, here's why this topic is so deep, right? It's not just a surface level thing. If you take it and you kind of show both sides, you show both sides to the reader, you show, oh, hey, here's this argument for this one side, but then here's this other argument for this other side, and they're pretty equal. Then that way you kind of create a more realistic world, because not everything's all cut and dry, right? It's not all, good is good and evil is evil. It's like, yeah, well, sometimes that good has to do evil in order to persist, and sometimes that evil does good, those kind of things that, you really, if you're remaining neutral, you give your reader the option to kind of make their own decisions, right? To kind of inform themselves. So it's not necessarily the adage of write what you know, it's write what you don't know. Like, do some research for the opposing side, do some research for, what are the arguments that are coming against the position that you're really holding to, that you really want to write about. Because, a lot of times, when you're writing and you're biased, it sounds whiny. Like, even if I agree with you as a reader, like, okay, yeah, we get it, you're beating a dead horse. And so at that point, it's just like, I don't want to keep reading this, because it's like, yeah, clearly the author has an opinion. And it's like, we want to read the story, we don't necessarily want to read your opinion, per se. Now, granted, yeah, you're going to have that just kind of intrinsically in your writing as it is, but don't make it so obvious. That's really what it comes down to, because it's like, that's great, that's your opinion, but, it's not my opinion, it's not somebody else's opinion. And so the worst sin I think you could commit is having an opinion, but having your narrator have that opinion. Because the narrator, that's the tricky part. Your narrator especially needs to remain neutral, because your narrator is explaining the story. It's presenting the story, right? So if you're writing in a style that has a narrator, if your narrator is opinionated, then it's like, okay, yeah, we get it. Your narrator is you, right? You're the narrator. And if you have a narrator that's a little more neutral, then it presents facts, right? Not opinions. And that's the way I think it should be. Anyways, what about you readers out there? Do you feel like you want to read somebody's opinion, and you just kind of get turned off by it? Drop a comment below, talk about it. And if there's anything else that annoys you about writers, or if you're writers that, you have anything you want to talk about, drop a comment below, and maybe I'll put it in a future episode. So thanks for watching this week's Writer Rant. I'm Benjamin M. Weilert.